Welcome to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Title Town, some call it, a moniker that many claim, but this city lives thanks to the Alabama Crimson Tide. We have a ranked versus unranked battle coming up here, and you know how chaos can ensue when they start smelling an upset. As we'll see, the UMass Minutemen taking on the winners of 6 straight, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Alabama about to kick off to get this game underway. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the UMass Minutemen head out on offense, and they'll take control first. And there he is. To this team's fans, he is a heroic figure. He is the guy who can lead them to the promised land.
This guy has been in big games, in big moments, and he's delivered for his football team. It never seems like a situation is just too big for him. This obviously is a huge game. I cannot wait to see this guy compete.
And he moved it slightly forward. Defense played it well.
Nice run there on first down. You know, this is a running back that gets better as the game goes on. So they're going to want to make sure they keep feeding him the football, let him get lathered up.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yardage. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack. Great job making something out of nothing. Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down. This UMass offense is moving quickly down the field. The give to the back. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. Runs through a tackle.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or game tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
Looking to pick up a first down on 3rd and short from the 43. Right back to it. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. UMass will line up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. He gets his first one of the day out of there, and they used him 3 times in that loss last week. And the ball hits at the 3 and gets into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. So the Alabama Crimson Tide offense comes out for their first possession of the game. And a big key as this game unfolds is just how aggressive will he be throwing the football at a lockdown corner like that.
Yeah, and when you're an elite quarterback, you think you can do whatever you want to do, and you think you can make the right decisions. I'm interested to see how much he'll test that cornerback on the other side. You know,
there's a saying, there's no defense for a perfect pass, but he's got to be extra careful and sharp when he's throwing that guy's way.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30. The give. Stopped after a pickup of 4. Good run to get it out to the 34.
Offensive linemen love to run the power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having the pass block every play. You got to keep defenses off balance.
Feeling some heat. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
On 3rd down, going up top. With the catch, it's Potts. Still on his feet at the 45. Got a lot of running room. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Alabama!
Yeah, coming into the game, you look at the stats, and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive plays. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The UMass offense returns to the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. And he left the first defender grabbing at air before he was finally tackled. Here comes the offense on first down. They're getting this guy lathered up. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Back to pass, it's McGuire. Unloads to the wideout. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third and long, try to convert through the air. And he is not going to get there as the defense gets him on the ground. UMass will line up to punt it away. And the returner goes down. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels.
Fires into traffic. It's picked off. Got room on the return. He'll finally go out of bounds, but he was showing off all the skills after that interception.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
He caught it! And he was straining for the goal line, but the defense stopped him short.
And this is what's so great about play action. The run fake sucks those linebackers up, and it just creates so much more space for these receivers to operate. Beautiful execution by the offense.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Yeah, you want to be physical. You want to assert yourselves. And listen, I know this is a top 5 defense against the run in college football, but you got to believe you can do it and continue to stay balanced and run the football and be physical down here in the red zone.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Now on fourth down, they'll send out the field goal unit. From the left hash, this one shouldn't be too much trouble. That is no good. After that miss, still a 7-point game, guys. First down here for the offense.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making in his sleep.
The sure hands, it's Massey. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. Gonna run it. It's Potts. Wrestled down at the 32 after a pickup of 5.
Really nice run there. No, listen, modern-day college football, I know it's all about spread offense and throwing the football and going up tempo and scoring quickly, but, man, you think back to Bear Bryant in Alabama, doesn't it always seem like they've always wanted to establish the run game? They've always wanted to be physical. Bear Bryant would have loved this guy in his backfield. With his physical style of running, man, he fits that just perfectly.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Buys a little extra time. And it'll be incomplete. He got on the move trying to make something happen, but just couldn't find a man. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks.
And obviously, this is one of the best offenses in the country, and it's because they get first downs. Top 10 in the nation picking up first downs. How nice is it to know you can turn around, hand it off to that guy right there, and let him go to work.
Catch in the middle, it's Potts. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one.
It's a really nice-looking throw. This dude is a weapon in this offense at the quarterback position. It's so funny. I think back to guys like Greg McElroy and A.J. McCarron, guys that may or may not have unfairly been tabbed as game managers. And then you think of Jalen Hurts, Tua, and Bryce Young in recent years, and just how dynamic and versatile these guys were at the position and how they've really helped take this offense to the next level. Watching this guy reminds me a little bit of that.
And here's a fumble way behind the line.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. They're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
Back to throw, it's Burgess. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Well, give the defense credit because they're forcing this quarterback to throw into very small windows under duress.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Caught in the backfield, it's Mayo. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. UMass will line up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. And the returner will be dragged down. Here comes that Alabama offense. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Luis. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football. Make your plays. Put a good drive together here.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Dances away to buy time. Now he's going to send this one deep to the right. And that one is picked up in the end zone.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Scanning the field, it's McGuire. And wings it incomplete. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. Off-play action. Quarterback on the move, still looking. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and 10, if they can move the chains here, maybe they can get this drive started. From the gun, wants to pass. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. UMass will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Just a wall of defenders everywhere he looks, and he's guided out of bounds after a short return. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
Gets it out fast. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of his spot.
He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the 1st down on the throw and catch. The Crimson Tide snaps it from the red zone. He wants to throw. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Takes the handoff. It's Potts. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Back to pass, it's Burgess. Working the middle, it's complete. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And they'll push that lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. The Red Hawks of Miami are just steamrolling their way to victory. No way the experts saw this coming. A lead that just keeps growing and growing. They're up by 21 over Akron. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. Zings it complete to the right. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Going up top on first down. Fires to the right. Got his man downfield. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Hauls it in. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
It's really tough on offenses when defenses know what you got to do. You got to pass the football. They're in man coverage. How about the receiver understanding where the first down is? He smells it. He goes and gets it.
After missing the connection last time, it's 2nd and 10 from the 22. Looking downfield, it's McGuire. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
They were really starting to put a drive together. After a couple of incompletions, now they need a big play on 3rd and 10. Grabbed in the middle. It's Walter. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. They've decided to try to go for the field goal here. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Trying to get behind the defense. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. And they make the play and make sure there's not any scoring opportunity right here before the end of the half. Just enough time for one final play in this half. These corners going to give them some space. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock. After the misfire now on 2nd down. Dropping back, it's McGuire. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, what else is new? A spirited environment there in Tuscaloosa. And we've got to start our halftime breakdown with this superstar running back. His elusiveness, his raw power. This young man is the total package. And his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield is a differentiator. A lot of guys can hit the hole. This kid can hit the hole and hit the home run in the passing game. And with that said, let's send it back to the guys at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. 2nd half just about to get started, and UMass will kick it off. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here comes that Alabama offense. As they get ready to start this 3rd quarter, think how big the lead might be if they'd taken care of the ball.
Well, the game might be over, Reese, but if you're on defense right now, you've gotten a couple turnovers early, and you're saying, okay, we're going to need to keep this up. We got to stay aggressive for us to have a chance to win this game, but we believe we can do it.
Yeah, you've already done it, so of course you're going to believe it. Keep playing fast, keep playing physical, and then tell your offense, hey, we need a little help over here. Can you help us out and put some points on the board?
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
Comes out throwing on first down. Makes a connection. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
That's a really nice job plucking that pass. I don't know if another school has done as good a job as Alabama in recent years as bringing in top-level talent at the wide receiver position. When you think of guys like Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, this guy, he looks like he could be on the field with all those guys, too. He's got speed. He's got the ability to pluck the football out of the air. What a big-time weapon. How nice is it to play quarterback with this guy in your offense?
The Tide with the 1st and 10. They'll try the run. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. It's Burgess. He looks that one in nicely. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. The transition of Alabama quarterbacks over the years has been fascinating, from the dreaded game manager label to playmaker.
To playmaker, to spread it out, to Heisman winner. I mean, that's how much this offense has changed and evolved, and they're going to be aggressive, and they're going to score points in this new age era.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. Here's a quick throw out to the left. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the 1st down.
And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown Tide. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the 2nd half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
And they did tack on that extra point with no problem. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The UMass offense returns to the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game. He'll get away another punt. He's been really active today, and no doubt he's going to earn his varsity letter. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time and took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. You make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
The back goes in motion. To the air, it's Burgess. And he'll make the grab along the sideline, but he's not able to get to the 1st down marker.
Pass interference. Offense.
Some hand fighting at the point of the catch will draw the penalty, but this one is going to go against the offense. And now on 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit, forcing the incompletion?
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. On the return, it's Walters. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark it down at the 38-yard line. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
The big pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and 1. Now the play fake. Got it in the middle. It's Russo. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the 1st down. Clock ticks under the 4-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Got his man in the middle.
Great job by the quarterback there. He saw the safety right on the run fake. So as the safety comes running downhill, he now knows he has the slant throw to his receiver on the outside.
Dropping back, it's McGuire. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
You talk about changing the game. The offense better know where he is on every single play. You talk about putting your fingerprints all over the game. The last 2 weeks, 3 sacks last week, his 3rd today. That is a season for some people.
Can't make the play on the interception, and man, they were looking for their first pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 4th down. Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. It's good. Easy call for the refs.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Blunt. He's got great speed. He's got an alley. Can they catch him? They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He just took it the entire length of the field, end-to-end, coast-to-coast, nationwide for the touchdown.
And how about the fans in the stands going, no, take a knee, no, yes. Over 100 yards to the kickoff return. Nice job taking that of the end zone, making a huge play.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Miami is currently up big right now in a game they'll be talking about in Oxford for some time. They're up by 25 over Akron. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
Tell you what, that read game really slows you down defensively, kind of makes you play responsibility football. When you get chunks like that on 1st down as an offense, I would continue to come back to it.
And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. 3rd down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. A quick completion to the left, looking for the 1st down. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the 1st down at the 30. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, give on the inside. He stopped after getting a yard out to the 30.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team's being out-physical. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
Not a lot of daylight. He gets 1 to the 32.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance when you got that 300.
And the quarterback is snowed under.
The 3rd down offense has not been good, and add this one to the tab. Another 3rd down stop and give up the sack. They're down by 3+ possessions. Nothing going this offense's way.
Now a fair catch is called for and made just shy of midfield. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. First down to start the drive after the break. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Grabbed behind the line. It's Potts. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Now on second down after the short completion. Quarterback will audible. He's back to throw on second down. Unleashes one deep. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And the punishment has been extended. They extend this fourth quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak. Quarterbacks love receivers that can get separation, but that amount of separation is a little excessive.
I agree, Reese, and I think the defense needs to have a little powwow on the sidelines and talk about what just happened, because that was an absolute busted coverage on the back end. Defense can't keep playing like that.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The UMass offense returns to the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Finally.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often, because they're not protecting him, and sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack.
And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
What can't you say about how dominant this guy has been each and every week? He's making a case for the Heisman Trophy. He's making a case for every major college football award. He's making a case to be the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft. That's now his 20th sack of the season.
And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. UMass will line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He gets it away from his own end zone. He gets a block. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Here comes that Alabama offense. Line gets set, first down. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Trying to beat the D deep. Grabs it inside the 10. Touchdown, Bama! And the stomping has commenced. They're on the board again, and it looks as if this winning streak is going to continue.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
These defensive linemen have tents in the backfield. Goodness gracious, they're camping out back there, hitting the quarterback time and time again. When you sacked him this much, of course he's going to be flustered. Of course he wants to get rid of the football.
This offense has their work cut out for him, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
Looking to throw, it's McGuire. He's right on target. They'll pick up the first down as he gets it out to the 27-yard line. A new set of downs after the completion.
Good enough for a first down.
He'll just keep slinging it. Looking to the big tight end. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Still running at the 40. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
He'll come out throwing on first down. Quickly complete. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. Sixth play of the drive coming up. Quarterback wants to throw on second down. He'll try to do it himself. And this sophomore quarterback learning when to use his legs to move the chains. UMass getting set to snap it on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And that is a major reason why this team is losing the football game. They can't protect the quarterback. They can't generate big plays in the passing game because up front, they're getting beaten time and time again.
Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Defense.
So the early contact for the defense, and they'll move it up 5 yards. Now on second down. Looking downfield, it's McGuire. Gonna let it fly. And that pass intercepted. Got some room to run. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's pass, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback. And DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
And how good does that feel, right? You've got the lead in the fourth quarter. The defense knows you're going to try to run the ball to ice the game, and you rip off an 8-yard run. They know it's coming, and they still can't stop it.
Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Off the play fake. He's taking the shot. He got it. Touchdown, Alabama! And the route is on. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over.
That makes the
They keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The UMass offense returns to the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Let's see if they go back to the air on second down. To the air, it's McGuire. They'll run the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. From the gun, wants to pass. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. UMass will line up to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Slips through the line. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Boy, they have delighted these home fans here by putting this game in a hammerlock, David.
Yeah, this crowd's been jacked up. They've been excited. Now they get to breathe a little bit, Palmer. Nice lead. This offense needs to go out and protect it.
Yeah, they've been the more physical team all game long. So let's just run the ball. Let's just ice this football game. Take the W into the locker room.
Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming into the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
He's going to let it go. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. They'll immediately call timeout.
And that is the advantage of having versatility at the running back position, right? It's 4th down. Everyone in the stadium thinks he's going to get the handoff, but because of his ability to catch the football, he's a weapon in the passing game. And on a critical down distance like that, comes up with a huge first down.
Offense will use a timeout with 28 ticks remaining.
And this offense continuing to spin the football, man, continuing to add to a great day. They've built this big lead. They've shown you a variety that they can do a lot of really, really good things. And I like it, man. Continue to throw the football. Continue to be who you are. It's the defense's job to stop you.
Still looking on the move. Touchdown Tide! And the pummeling has started. They extend this 4th quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he's going to try to return this one. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.
Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
Got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All 3 phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, and it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're better. You're going to do you, put up a bunch of points, and win by a lot of points.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.